Are you building a Ruby on Rails app and secretly worried that one small mistake could bring the whole thing crashing down? In this video, I'm going to show you how testing in Rails can save your sanity, your app, and maybe even your career. Today's video is about testing in Ruby on Rails for beginners. I know the word testing sounds boring, but once you actually see how it works in Rails, it'll feel like having a safety net under the tightrope. You'll be able to push out code with confidence instead of fear. In this video, I'll break down what testing is, why it's important, and how you can start writing your very first Rails test step by step. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to protect your code from bugs, speed up development, and avoid those embarrassing late-night error messages from your users. Okay, so before we even write a single line of code, let's answer the big question. Why even bother testing? Can't we just build the app, click around a few pages, and call it a day? Technically, yes, but here's the trap. Manual testing, meaning clicking around your app every time you make a change, doesn't scale. Imagine you're building an e-commerce app and you've got login, checkout, payment, user profiles, admin dashboards, and more. Every time you tweak one feature, do you really want to test everything else by hand? That's a lot of work every single time. Automated tests do that for you in seconds. Rails actually makes testing part of its DNA. DHH baked testing into the framework because he hated the idea of developers writing fragile apps without guardrails. So if you're learning Rails, you're already in a testing-friendly environment. But here's where beginners get tripped up, because testing isn't just one thing. There are different types of tests, and they each serve a purpose. In Rails, we usually talk about three main levels. First, unit tests, or in Rails we often call them model tests. These check the smallest pieces of your app, like a single method in a class. For example, if you have a user model with a method that calculates age, a unit test would confirm if it returns the right number. It's simple, direct, and fast. Next is integration tests. These are about how different pieces work together. Imagine you're testing a sign-up process. It's not just one model method, it's multiple things at once. Creating a user, sending a confirmation email, logging them in. An integration test checks the whole flow. And finally, system tests. These are like a robot clicking through your website, making sure everything works as a user would see it. It literally spins up a browser and runs through scenarios like visit the homepage, click sign up, fill out the form, and confirm the new user exists. Unit tests are like checking individual Lego bricks to make sure they're solid. Integration tests are snapping a few together to see if they fit. And system tests are building the whole castle and making sure it doesn't collapse when you touch it. Now let's talk about the problem beginners face. Testing feels intimidating. You open up a Rails project, you see this mysterious test folder or maybe an RSpec setup, and your brain screams, this is too complicated. You're not alone. Most beginners skip testing because they want to get features out quickly. But skipping tests is like skipping insurance. Everything looks fine until it doesn't. When you generate a new Rails app, Rails already creates a test folder for you with some structure. If you generate a model, Rails automatically generates a test file in testmodel/usertest.rb. Here's what a super simple model test might look like. Do you notice how plain English that is? User is valid with the name and email. User is invalid without a name. You don't need a PhD in computer science to read this, and that's the beauty of Rails testing. Rails actually supports two main testing frameworks. One is Minitest, which comes built in, and that's the example I just showed you, and the other is RSpec, which is super popular in the Rails community because it's even more readable and expressive. If you're just starting out though, I recommend sticking with Minitest until you're comfortable, and then you can explore RSpec. Let's go deeper though. Imagine we're building a to-do list app. We want to test that when a task is marked complete, it doesn't show up in the incomplete tasks list. So here's a quick test for that. This test saves you from a future bug where completed tasks might still show up. But now let's talk about integration tests. Let's say we want to test the sign-up process. Here's what that could look like. Do you see how powerful this is? The test literally visits the sign-up page, submits the form, follows the redirect, and checks that the welcome message appears. It's like a script of what a real user would do. Now, you might be thinking, isn't writing tests just extra work? Won't it just slow me down? And the short answer is that in the beginning, yes, it feels slower. You're writing extra code, but here's what most beginners don't realize. Once your app grows beyond a few features, testing actually speeds you up. You stop being afraid to refactor, you deploy faster, and you spend less time actually manually checking everything. There's this magical feeling the first time you type Rails test in your terminal and you see a wall of green dots. Each dot means a test has passed. It's like your app smiling back at you and saying, don't worry, I got you. But on the other hand, when a test fails, Rails shows you exactly what went wrong, where it happened, and why. You don't need hundreds of tests to start. Even just 5 to 10 good tests can protect you from your most common mistakes. Testing in Rails isn't just some nerdy side quests, it's actually a superpower. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Don't think of tests as extra work. Think of them as future you leaving breadcrumbs so you don't get lost in your own code later. Guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you in the next one.